Hello there everyone, welcome back to my tying bench. Hugh here. In today's tutorial I'm going to tie up a classic wet fly pattern simply called the blue dun wet fly. It's tied with natural gray duck quill segments for the wing. For the body, it's I'm using like a sparkle gray color dubbing, fine dubbing for the body, and light blue dun hen hackle for the collar and the tail. So, I'll get this guy out of the vise for you, a fresh hook in, and we'll get started. For the hook, I'm using a 3906B mustad standard wet fly hook, size 10. We'll get him in the vise here, there we go. And for thread, I'm using this Danville 6/0 Flymaster thread. So, as always, first thing, we'll start our thread about a hook eye length behind the eye, touching wraps back to above the barb. Like so. Well, then when we get there, we'll snip off our tag. Snip off our tag in. Now, next is our tail, which is simply hen hackle blue dun fibers. And I'll pull off like 15 to 20 fibers for the tail. I want a fairly decent tail on this guy. So I'll pull those off, even make sure they're even, the tips. And we're going to tie that tail about hook shank length, so we'll measure that up, then we'll bring it back, switch hands, tie them in with a pinch loop, pull up, and wrap back down. And that should place them right on top of the hook for you, like so. Then we're going to wrap forward a couple wraps, snip off our excess here to the boot body length. Then we're going to wrap those fibers down. Going to come back to just in front of our tail once again, like so. Next is our dub body, and I'm using a grayish color. It's got a little bit of sparkle to it. It's a super fine dubbing. In gray. I'm going to use that for the body. So we'll get some dubbing wax on our thread here. Wax it up pretty good. Okay. Now we want to form a taper on this. Not too heavy a noodle, but just make sure you get skinnier as you go and then taper on the way up. Like so. Spin that, dub it on really good and tight. Okay. We'll start this guy. Dub back. You want first wrap to go right in front of your tail. Like so. Then we're going to dub him up and try to taper as we go. Okay. And I'll need some more. Dub on a little more onto your thread here. Okay. That might give us what we need right there. Not quite. So a little bit more. Just a tad here. Okay, let's see if that gives us our taper we want. There we go. Okay. That's where we want to stop, right there. Now we got our tail and our body in. So next is our hackle. A dun gray hen hackle, and I've already got it prepared. Stroke down the fibers and expose the tip here. Like we're going to take the tip and tie it in here. Right behind the eye. Wrap forward 2 to 3 wraps, then wrap back to lock it in there, and you can snip or just pull it away like so. Then wrap back, 1 wrap behind your hackle like so, then wrap forward to the eye. So next we're going to grab our hackle pliers here. Grab our hackle by the stem. And we're going to begin to wrap our collar. And like we want to stroke these fibers back as we wrap. Just keep wrapping forward. Just like so. Got about one more wrap to go here. There we go. Then tie off your hackle stem. A couple wraps behind. And wrap back to lock it in. And release your pliers. And you can snip or just take a hold of that. Just snip it off. Pull it off. Now, I want to take these hackle fibers and I want to pull back and down at the same time. So I'm going to pull down and back and right back to where I want to attach my wing. Just right about there. There we go. So there's our hackle. We get that where we want it. And next comes our wing, which is duck quill segments. One from the right side and the left side of a duck quill. Natural gray. I match those up. And I like to have them with the same width as the hook gap. So you always measure those up beforehand. So we'll line these guys up. And I like my wing to come back just back on the tail a little ways, not too far. It's personal preference really, but I like them almost halfway back. So place them on top, pinch them. We're going to come up and down with a soft loop first, then another soft loop. Pull down slightly, bring your thread up between your fingers and pull straight up. Then back down once again, and that should place them right on top of the hook for you. A few wraps forward, and there's your wing. Directly on top of the hook, and that's where you want it for wet fly. There we go. Looks great. So next we're going to, I got a little trapped fiber here. I just want hackle fiber. I want to get it out of there. There we go. Take your scissors, trim up on an angle, take all them extra butts from your wing quill and trim those up. Get them out of the way here. Like so. I got one little stubborn guy here. Doesn't seem to want to cooperate. Okay, there we go. Just check again, make sure your wing placement's where you want it. Looks great. Okay. Right on top of the hook. Okay. Okay, now next is to tidy up the head here. Now before I wrap those butt ends, I want to take a little bit of cement, a little dab of cement, and put right in where we cut the butt ends of our duck quill. I'll let that soak in a little. Okay. So now we'll form a nice neat head here. Wrap down all these fibers like so. Okay. Just form a nice head on your wet ply here. There we go. Okay, now there's the completed blue Dunst wet fly. Just a classic wet fly that's been around for years. Easy tie. The only tricky part you might find is the duck quill wings, but once you get the hang of it, you'll have no trouble. Okay, so all that's left for us to do is a 4 to 5 turn whip finish. And glue our head and we're done. So we'll go 4 to 5 turn finish on this guy. There we go. Finish him off, snug our thread down, snip off the excess. Okay. go. You got a little hackle there that's not looking good right there. There we go. Okay, so got one little hackle fiber there I don't like. I know that's being piggy, but it's just gotta come out of there. If I can find them. There we go. Okie dokie. So what I like to do next is take my Solar Res bone dry, put a coat of that on the thread wraps. Makes a nice glossy head on your wet flies and streamers. Just go around, cover all your thread wraps. Careful not to get in the eye of your hook. Okay, there it is. And I'm just going to give that a few turns in the vise here. There's that hackle fiber. Just got one here I want to snip out. So there we go. Okay. Give that a few turns and we're going to hit it with our light here. Cure that up. A few turns in the vise. Like so. There we go. There's your finished blue done. Size 10 wet fly. So tie him up and give him a try. I'll give you a little close up here. There we go. Okay, so I want to thank you very much for watching my video. I hope you liked it. And please like and subscribe. I would really appreciate it. And like I say, tie this guy up and give him a whirl and see if you can catch yourself some nice trout. So from Hugh's Fly Bench, once again I'm signing out, and I want to thank you very much for watching. And if you like, please like and subscribe. So I'll see you next time, folks. So long.